Alright, welcome back to Cooking with Family. I'm Tim. I'm usually behind the camera. Tonight, I'm going to be making homemade Cheez-it Copycat crackers that you can also make after you see this video. So, we've got a bunch of stuff in front of us, obviously, that you can see. We've got 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter or margarine. We've got 8 ounces of shredded cheese of your choice. And we've also got 1 teaspoon of salt, a cup of all-purpose flour, and 2 to 3 tablespoons of ice water is what we'll actually be using out of this. It has to be ice water. It's got to be that cold in order for this to work right. So, what we're going to do, we get into, what did we decide that we were going to name this?
Big Bertha.
Big Bertha. Big Bertha is the name of the game here. She is going to take over duty. We're going to mix this butter, the cheese, and the salt first before we do anything else. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this little turd stick down there. I guess maybe I should go ahead and start this stirring a small bit. A little bit. Add the cheese in here. Forgive me if I get a little sloppy in this video. I don't normally cook. Plus I don't have any eyebrows, so give me some slack. And try to get all of our salt out of here. And I don't know if I mentioned it already or not, but you do want to preheat your oven to 350. Make it easier for you to get this whole thing going once you've got everything mixed together. So we are going to let this stir up these ingredients first. I've actually got a little bit of a clog in here, so I'm going to take this and kind of break it up a little bit. Alright, let's go up again. And we're still kind of clumped up.
That's some flour.
So, I'm going to go ahead and progress on to the next step. I'm going to shut this off and I'm going to add in our flour, because once we get all the dry stuff mixed in here, it'll change the consistency of our mixture here together a little bit better, and then we can start adding some liquid in here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this back on for just a few seconds. Okay, and I'm going to, seems all of our cheese wants to congregate in the middle. So I'm gonna take it all and spread it out just a little bit. Let's turn this back on for just a minute. Separating a little bit. Then I'm gonna go ahead and shut this off and start adding some water, 1 tablespoon at a time. We've got our measurement out here. And what you want to do is you don't want to dump all the water out in one spot. So I'm gonna try my best to just kind of distribute it all the way around our mixing bowl here so that everybody gets a little bit of a drink. You know, everybody's looking pretty thirsty in there. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can get this whole thing to come together. Alright, as you can see now, it's definitely taking a different form than it was when we first started. It doesn't look so broke apart, split up. It's almost got that pretzel dough kind of a texture that we had last time. So I'm going to take it out, and it almost looks like just big clumps of shredded cheese, but it's not. It's cheese and flour and other stuff. It's an actual dough. So now we're going to move on to our next step, which is to split this all into 2 halves, and then we're going to roll it to a ball, and then we'll catch up with the rest of it when we come back in our next segment. So here we have our dough, and we've got it in 1 ball. I need to break this in half, make 2 halves out of it, of course. And so I'm going to do that right now. And what you want to do, set 1 half to the side. You want to mold with your hands something that would resemble a disc, hockey puck, something of that nature. Stick it here on the edge of our parchment paper, which I forgot to tell you. Obviously, you're going to need that. Set that there like that. And then you're going to roll it over. I'm going to tuck this one underneath just so our parchment paper stays. Just like that. Then we're going to do the same thing with the other half. Now, we've got 2 of these. What we're going to do is put this one on top, roll it over. We're going to stick this in the fridge. You don't have to pre-cool the fridge because it's already set for 30 minutes and so, and then we'll pull it back out and start cutting dough. Alright, so what you want to do, same parchment paper that you used to roll this out on, we're going to, and I'm not a professional roller, so I'm going to improvise here. Check that out.
Tim, would you like a little professional help there?
I would.
Maybe Brandy would come in and show us how it's done.
I would appreciate
Hey,
that.
Brandy!
Hi, guys.
I mean, we want a good product. Not that I can't.
Yeah, no. So when you roll something out,
Hold on. Go ahead.
okay. So when you roll something out, you'll notice that yours is very long
Yes.
instead of a circle.
Yes.
So when you go this way, it's stretching it this way.
Okay.
So if you go this way, then you're stretching it both ways.
You know.
And you will get a smoother, more round product. And you
It
can
all
even go
seems
this
so simple, but
Well, you know. And that's about 1/8 of an inch. So now you can just cut your square out.
should we start here?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Make just kind of a straight edge.
Yep, you just want a straight edge so that you've got something to work with. So then you can cut off this little edge here because
Okay.
we're not looking for a perfectly square, and then save these pieces. Just kind of lay them over to the side because we can add them to this one
Okay.
when we're done.
So we'll just do the same thing here.
Yep.
Excuse my unstraightness. You know, I can't even draw a straight line most of the time, but well, I mean, we probably could have got something out of it. We'll make something out of it. So now we just make our squares as we want them to be, right?
Yep, so now we're just going to turn this so that it's nice and level with one of the edges so that you get a nice crisp line. I mean, you're doing a pretty good job. That's about a 1 inch anyways.
You know, I'm like Bob Ross here. I'm kind of making my own
No mistake.
happy place out of a bad situation that I've created. And I think it's because I've lost my eyebrows. I might be wrong.
Well, I mean, nobody would know that seeing since you have your... Here, I'll do the same thing.
Tim, do you mind giving us a shot of the eyebrows?
We'll be the no eyebrow folks.
Let me see if I can find them. I don't know what he's talking about. Do you even see any eyebrows?
Nope.
Brandy, you got eyebrows under there?
I actually do have eyebrows.
We're just making sure that we don't
But-
have some kind of weird cheesy
Well,
cult
I
going
just
on
figured,
here.
you know, for the sake of a team, I'll just try to look the same as Tim. That way nobody will be the wiser.
Thank you. That's very considerate of you.
You're welcome.
This is why I like to be here at the set in Casa, because there's constant consideration for other people's feelings, and no one gets the cold shoulder or, you know, hey,
We will make fun of you.
there was a considerable amount of laughter
Yeah.
when the announcement was first made that Tim had lost his eyebrows. I think you could probably hear laughter all the way down the block.
Well, it's not every day you come home from the grocery store
And your uncle doesn't have eyebrows.
and your uncle doesn't have eyebrows.
You know what happened in the last 30 minutes that
Yeah. When you all said surprise, I thought it was going to be a good surprise, not a,
hey, they
hey,
made
Tim no longer has eyebrows
yeah,
surprise.
they made a cake or something.
Yeah,
It
like,
wasn't-
hey, they finished this without us. They didn't need any of this stuff.
You know, these almost kind of look like the Cheez-it crackers that you would buy at the store.
Well, I think they'll taste just as good, if not better.
The only thing that I'm seeing that I don't usually see in this kind of a cracker is the little hole in the center, but I think we're going to have that taken care of here. Just
Yeah, we're going
a
to fix
bit.
that.
So,
And the nice thing about these is that we know exactly what went into them.
right.
There is no ingredients we can't pronounce, or
Yeah.
that we don't know what they are.
Yep.
This is just a very simple recipe, and so if you're a little conscious about conscience,
Something-
cautious,
Yeah.
cautious maybe.
Conscious, cautious. I think either one of them could work.
whichever it is, then at least you know what's in these. So we have a little chopstick.
We have an Asian hole making tool.
Yes. And it's also used for pho, if you prefer.
What the fuck?
What the pho, Tim? And we're only going to use one. So you're going to what, Tim?
I think, and you might explain the reason I'm doing this, putting holes in the center.
We're putting holes in the center to let the moisture escape, and it'll give you a crisper, fluffier is probably not the word, but a crisper cracker, so that it's not doughy in the middle and then cooked on the outside. So you'll notice on the crackers that you buy at the store, they do the same thing, and it's just about getting the moisture out. Or giving it a place to escape is the right terminology. Now we'll just use the handy dandy little scraper, and we'll place them on our parchment paper. This would be actually, like honestly, this is a great recipe for younger kids because it's not super messy. It's relatively simple. They're not going to get stuff all over your house, and then they feel like they've accomplished something. So this would be a super fun recipe for, 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, even teenagers if they're,
Randy, did you ever have anything that you and your grandma make that, whenever you taste that to this day, it takes you back to that time when you first had it and the memories of you and your grandma making cookies or pie or whatever it was? This is kind of the same deal.
This is kind of the same deal. It's a good memory maker, and they can be like, hey, my mom makes us Cheez-Its.
Yeah.
So my mom's better than your mom, because your mom buys the boxes, and, my mom makes them.
Well, Brandy, we just pulled these out of the oven. What do you think?
I think they're looking really good. So if we turn them over, you can see how nice and golden brown they are.
Yeah, and they're not burnt.
They're definitely not burnt. So it's just, they're a little thicker, but we haven't tasted them yet, so.
I kind of thought that because we put the holes in the middle that it would kind of take care of that, but I don't think they really got any much bigger, wide width
With
wise.
what but they did go up.
Yeah, which would make for a better product because then you got more to eat there.
Yeah. So I don't know. You want to try one?
Okay. Actually, I'm gonna break one of these.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Look at that golden, delicious brownness. I don't know how well it might see that,
Wow.
but I think once they harden up, they'll have a nice crunch to them.
Yeah, these are actually good.
They are.
Like, subscribe, do something. Help us out, folks. Help us out. Help us help you.
Wait a minute.
That's crunchy.
Somebody said earlier that I remind them now with my new steak of a movie, and we're trying to think of which one it was. Wasn't there a movie called Powder where the guy's skin was white and he didn't have hair or something?
You're right. That's what you look like.
Didn't he have some kind of a superpower? Was it?
He did. Didn't he? Was it?
Help us out, Glenn. What
did he do?
I don't just remember a bunch of lightning.
Okay, if you remember, comment below.
How did you do that?
How to do what? It's magic.
The ding when you pointed.
I'm magic.
That was perfect.
Help us out. Comment below. Like and subscribe. Tell us what it was that Powder had as a superhuman.
I don't know, but I'm feeling a little bit of magical power here, so I'm going to do this to light up my subscribe button. Now watch. You're going to be amazed.
Not too shabby.
I have it.
He's got it, folks.
All right.
See you next time.